Coach, appreciate you doing this. I want to start with, you shocked the college football world when you hired Chip Kelly as your offensive coordinator this offseason. I know he was a mentor of yours for a long time. What's it been like working day to day with Coach Kelly?
Well, our relationship goes back a long time. We're from the same hometown, and he recruited me to go to college, and then I coached for him as the quarterback coach when he was with the Eagles and with the 49ers. So, we've known each other a long time. There's a lot of trust there.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the biggest thing for me, giving up play calling, which is not something that's easy for me, is somebody that I've known my whole life and learned from.
Yeah. Year 3 now with Jim Knowles running your defense. Obviously, everyone knows the expectations and everyone's on the same page now 3 years in. Where do you think the defense can still improve going into 2024?
Well, we have goals we want to accomplish, and we try not to look too much at statistics, but you look at coming out of last season, statistically our defense did very, very well, but that's not what our defense wants. And if you ask Jack Sawyer and Cody Simon and Lathan Ransom and all the guys, Denzel Burke, what do they want to do? They want to win games. And they're going to do everything they possibly can to do that.
You mentioned giving up the play calling to Chip Kelly. What's been the biggest adjustment for you personally with giving it up? Have you had to, what's changed from you day to day? I'm sure it looks a little different now, right?
He hasn't called any plays yet, so we'll see. But, no, it's just he has such a great, background of offensive play, and I think it's my job to, look on the horizon, see what's coming, help him with, the things that we're going to see in the conference, the opponents that we're going to face, but also an understanding of, the type of defenses we're going to see, the schematics we're going to see, the personnel that we have. All those things are important because there's a lot of plays out there. We got to pick the right plays for Ohio State.
Speaking of personnel, you have 2 of the best running backs in the country, Quinshon Judkins and Trayvon Henderson. I also know those guys probably both want to touch the football a lot, right? How do you balance with as many playmakers as you guys have, making sure each guy's touching the football enough and a big part of the offense?
One of the things you have to do with a championship team is have, guys who are unselfish. And both of these guys decided that they wanted to play with each other. And that was important. This wasn't something that, I forced, down either of their throats. And so that shows a lot about their leadership. It shows a lot about them, and they want to win. So, we're going to have plenty of opportunity for them. But I think the point is that both these guys are going to have opportunity, but they also know going in that they're going to be, 1-2 punch.
Going into year 6 now at Ohio State, I'm sure you've learned a lot in those 6 years. What's the one piece of advice you wish you could go back and tell yourself in 2019 when you first got the job?
There's not one thing. There's a lot of things. And every year you learn from it, and you got to grow, and you got to keep building on that. If there was just one thing, some magic elixir that
would have been easier.
It would have been a lot easier. But there's just a lot of little things over time. But if you said, one, thing that would be the most important, I would say just making sure you have the right people in the right seats.
You brought in transfer quarterback Will Howard this offseason from Kansas State. I called one of his games last year. He's got a big arm, obviously can make all the throws that you want. What made him the guy that you wanted to go get in the portal with a lot of quarterbacks out there?
Well, we felt like Will had a combination of experience. He had won the Big 12 championship. He had played some football before. He also can run. And being a dual threat was something that we identified coming off of last year. Again, talk about things you learn from. We want to have all of our quarterbacks be able to do that. He can do that, and he brought all those things to the table.
How has the transfer portal impacted your strategy when you build your program, specifically in having to win now, right? And a lot of that's portal guys, while also building for the long term through high school recruiting.
We try to use the portal as an opportunity to fill holes if somebody were to leave, whether it's the NFL or somebody leaving in the transfer portal. Not that we have a lot of guys that leave, but holes are created. And so we try to use that. That's really what we've done in the past. It certainly is a lot easier now, for us to fill those holes the way that it's designed. But you don't just come into Ohio State and think you're just going to walk into the field. It's a prideful program, and we want to make sure we're bringing the right people.
Last question for you, Coach. What are the 1 or 2 things that you think still need to happen between now and the time the season kicks off for you guys to win a national championship this season?
There's a lot that has to happen, a ton. But every year is a brand new team. You got to rebuild your team, and you got to rebuild your foundation, and you got to build that up, and make assumptions along the way that when you get to the top of the pyramid, you get to the end of the season, that you're where you need to be. But it's going to start with a really physical preseason.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.